Have you ever considered which is superior, Kamui or claw mark? Well, if you don't, then continue this video. Konnichiwa everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most exciting topics in the Naruto universe. Is Kamui better than claw mark? As we all know, Code is one of the most powerful members of Kara, and his abilities have always kept us on the edge of our seats. But what do we really know about the extent of his powers, especially since his limiter has been removed? The question on everyone's mind right now is, can Code's claw marks surpass Obito's Kamui? We all know how formidable Obito's powers were, and it's hard to imagine any jutsu being able to surpass it. However, as soon as Code got his limiter off, he was able to split the 10 tails with ease. This makes us wonder, what else is he capable of? The logistics of movement and phasing are still a lot better with One Eye Obito's version of Kamui, but Code's claw marks can also mark people with what appears to be less chakra use. The downside, but Code's claws are capable of splitting the 10 tails into new Zetsu-like creatures that he can seemingly control. If he could make a claw mark big enough, he could send that entire army through it. Obito's Kamui ability. The Kamui ability is a powerful technique that is exclusive to the Mangekyo Sharingan wielders of the Uchiha clan, such as Obito Uchiha. The Kamui ability allows the user to manipulate the dimension in space, also known as the Kamui dimension, which is a separate space from the real world. The user can transfer objects or themselves from the real world to the Kamui dimension and vice versa. There are two types of Kamui abilities, the long-range Kamui and the short-range Kamui. Obito's Kamui falls under the long-range category. With this ability, Obito can create a powerful vacuum that can suck anything within its range into the Kamui dimension. This technique is particularly useful in avoiding enemy attacks, as Obito can simply teleport himself or his opponent to the Kamui dimension. Obito's Kamui also allows him to create a barrier that can transport anything that comes into contact with it to the Kamui dimension. This barrier can protect him from physical attacks, even those that are considered to be powerful, such as explosions. Downside of claw mark. The current downside of the claw marks is that it isn't instant like FTG, but it's better for intel gathering since it can't be detected or sensed. It's also better for surveillance since you don't need to be fully present when using the claw marks. However, there are still some downsides, such as the fact that they can be shrunk by kawaki. Downside of Kamui. The Kamui ability also has its downsides. Firstly, using Kamui requires a significant amount of chakra, which means that the user can quickly become exhausted if they overuse it. This can leave the user vulnerable to attack, especially if they are unable to escape to the Kamui dimension. Secondly, using Kamui can also strain the user's eyes, causing vision problems or even blindness over time. This is because the Mangekyo Sharingan is an advanced form of the Sharingan that requires a lot of chakra to use, and its overuse can cause damage to the user's eyes. Additionally, using Kamui in close proximity to others can be dangerous, as the Kamui ability can accidentally transport others to the Kamui dimension if they come into contact with the user's techniques. This can be especially dangerous in combat situations, where allies or innocent bystanders could be accidentally transported away. Finally, Kamui also has a limit to the size of the objects that can be transported to the Kamui dimension. Obito's Kamui ability, for example, can only transport objects that are within his line of sight and are of a certain size or smaller. This makes it difficult to transport large objects, such as buildings or other structures, which limits the ability's overall effectiveness in certain situations. In this situation we can say what is better. As we know, Kamui required large amount of chakra, but on another hand claw mark not required chakra. Kamui cannot teleport large amount of people on another, claw mark can do it. Kamui can travel to another dimension very easily, but claw mark can. Well, it may make some Naruto fans sad, but truth is claw mark ability is way better than Obito's Kamui ability. In my opinion, we will see a lot more from his claw marks when his limiter is off, since it is a shinjutsu. But only time will tell how far his powers can go. If you want to know why every character has sun and moon pair in Boruto, click in this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more exciting Naruto content.